What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and I'm here today to review Jeezy's new album, The Recession 2. I was a huge fan of The Recession 1. That's probably one of my favorite Jeezy records. I mean, the balance of sounds and concepts in that one to me is one of his best works easily. So when he announced that this was going to be an album, I was like, okay Jeezy, I need to hear this. So I spent the last week listening to it, and I have to say, I really dig this album. Like, I like it a lot. There's only maybe a few records that I kind of like. I'm just like on that I can skip, but overall, great music. I love how it's broken down into two halves. The first half seems to be trap Jeezy. It gives you kind of that old feel of what you know him for. And then the second half is soulful Jeezy, which he's proven over the years that he can do that too, just as well as the trap side. So I like that it kind of was split, and it gives you two different, sounds within the album. Both sound great. So first record, you can tell off the gate what this album's gonna be about. I know a war's coming, so I'm lacing up my boots. It's just him talking about modern day times right now. Like, this album is literally a capsule of 2020 and the past few years that led up to it, and you can really see it with that first track. Then he gets into this record called Here We Go. Fire. Oh, that sample hitting. I love pairing samples with southern bass. It does something different. I call it soulful trap, and that's what this song is in general. And Jeezy just has that voice. He can say anything, and it's gonna hit you right here. Don Cannon on the beat, I believe. That Silver with the horns coming in. And when that beat drops in there, goodness gracious, fire. Next record, Modern Day, which is another favorite. I remember when it came on, 40 chains on like a modern day slave. Real estate, homie, this is modern day flex. Hard, like that's that vintage Jeezy. Just a hard hitting trap beat, bridging the gap between slavery and how black people are treated now, and what black people do to also feed into that idea of modern day slaves. And it's another record that's just, it proves why Jeezy is the voice, man. Like, to me, he's one of the most clear listen voices in hip hop. Like, he doesn't do a whole bunch of crazy stuff flipping the flows, but his voice is so direct. You can tell he means it, and it's just so easy to just like inhale it. Like, you really feel what he's saying. And this record to me is a perfect version of that. And then it goes into this joint called Got It On My Back. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this one because it's clear that this is a radio record. Like, this was made to ship off to the radios and get hits. And while I'm not a fan of it, that beat does bang. Like, I can't help but like kind of bop to it, even though it's commercial as hell. And there's another record on here with Demi Lovato that I'm not really feeling like that. I like the concept. They pretty much flipped the beat, Just Be Good to You, but it's just a little too much going on. To me, it's a radio grasp of a record. It's got a Jeezy doing a hook, some other guy doing a hook, and then it's Demi doing a hook. So it's like, it's just a bit much for me. I don't really care for that record. But those two are really the only ones I don't like. I mean, you have joints like Live and Die in the A, just him telling a story about his homies and people who came to live in Atlanta and just sticking here, because that's something that's easily can happen if you've been here. And it's soulful. You can tell you speak from the soul, and then like the vocals and the hook. To live and die in the A. You really feel that. It sounds like an anthem to get your mindset out of your hometown. I feel like anybody can appreciate that from wherever you're from. You got the two-stepping joint with Neo. I think it's called G-Walk, if I'm not mistaken. If I got that wrong, sorry, I'm not looking at the track list. This is off top, just listening. And I like this record. I feel like it's more so of a Ross record than it is a Jeezy record, but he still sounds great over it, nonetheless. And you got Neo on the hook. It's that Maybach music sound, if you will. I think that's what it sounds like to me. You got this fire joint with E40 called The Ghetto, and it's just Jeezy taking you through his hood. And I live in Atlanta. And hearing him describe all the stuff, I could see and understand exactly what he was talking about. And I think that's Jeezy in a nutshell. He's a great storyteller. He can bring you into his world and show you about the places he's been, where he's grown up, and how things are. And then E40 bring you into that Bay Area, like it brings you into their worlds. In this record, you really get a feel of that. 'Cause even the beat, I feel like it's a good combination of Atlanta trap and even like some type of Bay Area sound, like it's fused in one. So I see why he picked him for that record. Now we got to get to my favorite songs though, bro. Oh my god, Praying Right. Oh, fire. Oh my goodness. Like this record, as soon as it comes on, you know the deal. Like, pray for it barely last night, or maybe you ain't praying right. I know you prayed for a million last night. Like that is so relatable, because it's this idea of people be praying for the wrong things, all these materialistic things and things that happen, when you should be praying for, you know, safety and salvation. Understand that the words he's saying is praying for this particular thing isn't necessarily the best. He even admits it himself with the bars that he's saying. So it goes into that and rolls right into Therapy for My Soul, and I love that record. The beat, so soulful. Jeezy just letting it all out, venting, saying how he feels, his past relationships going under, because people paint Jeezy in his way like, you know, he don't really hang with people he grew up, who came in the game with. And this track is him just letting it all out. Like, I'm gonna be a man about it. Yes, I messed up. They messed up too, but I gotta take some blame in this. And of course, he fired some shots at Freddie Gibbs and 50, explaining why, you know, he was wrong with the Ross beef, and that's why he talked. And just when the sample, man, like these samples that he's using on these records are just so soulful. They hit you here, bro. Like you hear that voice, and then you got them hard drums to match with it. Like, it's my favorite record easily. It's easily my favorite record. Another joint that's my favorite is the Stimulus Check. Sounds like some old 90s Hove stuff. Like I can easily hear Jay just doing his flow. We gonna split the corner, bit of Madonna, I'm in a Madonna. Like I can picture him rapping like that. Even like the hook, one time baby, something for your mom, baby. Like I can hear Jay on that. That's not to discredit Jeezy, because he sounds amazing over it. Like he music is Jesus. He can literally do what he wants. Like he knows how to control his vocals, and that's the good thing about this album too. He uses his vocals as an instrument within the record that he uses. Some beats he'll be a little bit more calm on, like this one, Stimulus Check, where he's just kind of riding the beat. And then you got Modern Day when he's like kicked it up a notch. What he dang told me like modern. Like I love how he uses his voice to his advantage. And then you got the record with him and Ross on it, Black Dollar. Fire beat again. I mean, it sounds like some old Dipset stuff. Love the hook. Of course, Ross come in there and just, he does his thing with, you know what Ross does. And then he closes it up with Kingdom. Great album. This is easily in my top 10 albums of the year, unmistakably. Love this record. Been playing it since I heard it, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't already. What you guys think of Jeezy's Recession 2? Let me know in the comments. Liked it, hated it, I'm all ears. Anyway, it's the Rap Nerd. Y'all be safe, and until next time, peace.